Hi, my name is Paz. My documentary was Stand Up, Speak Up, and I'm a junior, and I was a part of Reel Voices 2023. The program itself was really, like, the people, staff was super welcoming to all 12 of us. It was kind of scary being set down with like 12 people who I've never met before, and kind of having to take on this really daunting task of like, hi, welcome, now make a documentary. It was really challenging, but luckily Pac Arts was super supportive of all of us and very welcoming. All of the guest speakers, their help really showed through our documentaries, and yeah, it was nice to be a part of a collaborative group while taking on such a daunting task. We were very quiet the first couple of weeks, but I think as we all got around more comfortable with each other, the chemistry between us all really started to grow, and during the actual festival we went to go see movies together and would hang out all the time. When our deadline came up, everyone was like texting and supporting and sharing clips and like, well, how does this look, and sharing ideas and bouncing off ideas was really helpful in the process. So I first got the idea for this whole documentary because I went to a stand-up comedy club. Kind of knew what I wanted to talk about, but I went to the stand-up comedy club, The Crow in Santa Monica. There was an Asian comedian that I really liked, and so I went up to her afterwards. I was like, hey, I really liked your set. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. And we just started chatting, and I started telling her about Reel Voices and my idea to create this documentary about how comedians use comedy to talk about social justice, because she did that in her set. And so I just talked to her about that, and she was like, yeah, I'd love to chat with you. And she gave me her business card and then introduced me to the club owner, Nicole, and my mom was already talking to her, so that kind of formed that bond. And then through those two, I was like, hey, are there any other comedians who you think I could reach out to? And then I reached out to them as well. Having my film shown at a film festival was terrifying. I think every Reel Voices kid could say that this year, like, the entire time we were sitting there, our hearts were beating like super fast, waiting for our film to show up. Especially with mine, I tried very hard to make it funny, so I was mostly stressed about like, I hope these jokes land. I worked so hard and I did so much build up throughout the entire documentary to make sure that when the punchline came, they would, you know, be effective. From doing theater, while you're on stage, everything is in your hands. While your movie is on stage and you're sitting in your seat, you can't do anything. You know, your movie is playing, what you've done is what you've done. It was satisfying. I think once the credits started playing, I think only then I allowed myself to like relax and like reflect on like this amazing opportunity that I had. Because while you're in the middle of it, you're like, I want this to be over, you know, so soon so I can get on with the rest of my life. But after it, I was very happy and proud of what I'd done. But I think the part that was most interesting is that all of the jokes that I'd set up inside the documentary as a whole landed more. I'm gonna go on a little rant, but I need to talk about the apple juice, because I thought about this so much. I wanted to set up the apple juice from the very beginning of the documentary. When you have a stand-up comedy set, when you go out on stage, there is a barrier that is immediately broken because there is a connection. They're watching you on stage, but that connection is not made when you're watching a movie because it's a screen. I open with the icebreaker of me doing a bit about how I will still be ordering apple juice when I'm like 40 years old at restaurants because I love it. So I set up the apple juice throughout the entire documentary, so you would have that pre-established trust and comfort with me so that joke would land, because you lack that when you're watching a film. Right now I'm doing a school play, so that's taking up most of my brain space. I have 434 lines to memorize, so that's awful. I'd want to do stand-up. I think the minute I am free, I will be able to do more stand-up, but that's the goal. My dream project is to produce and direct a comedy special for a comedian. My plans for college are I'm probably gonna go to an acting school, probably do an acting program at a UC in California, and then minor in film while I'm in college, do some more stand-up comedy at clubs because I hear that pays well, so. Take time to appreciate what you're doing, because being a part of this program it's a lot of work, but it's really it's amazing. That's pretty cool. You're 16 and you have a film premiering on a big screen. That's awesome. You've made this spectacular thing, and you've made spectacular friends along the way. So oh my goodness, I spat so much. Support Pac Arts today. Pretty please. Please.